Hi, it's Sian Welby from Capital Breakfast. I am here with an absolute legend, an icon, one of my comedy heroes from WandaVision, from Step Brothers, from Parks and Recreation. It's Kathryn Hahn! Yes! Come on!
That's what they call me.
Agatha All Along, which had so many title changes at the beginning.
Yes, and I think that was a brilliant tactic on the marketing because they wanted to, it was kind of like a long game of having maybe Agatha being in charge of those, screwing with the planet by making up all these different names. And which just made us laugh so much. My favorite was the lying witch with the great wardrobe. That was my favorite.
Did you know when you were doing WandaVision that this was coming?
No.
Not at all.
I thought it was going to be a one and done, and maybe because of the end of WandaVision, the Scarlet Witch kind of puts me under this spell where I'm kind of trapped as the character I had cast myself in as the nosy neighbor. So I knew that I hadn't died, but she was kind of put on ice. But I really thought that meant I could potentially pop into other things if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But I didn't, this was never a possibility. I had never had any idea that it would be her own show.
It's been Agatha all along.
When I got the call, it was the summer after we aired. I was in shock. I was doing. We were shooting Glass Onion.
Oh yes, of course, the Daniel Craig. Another mystery.
Another amazing ensemble, incredible group of humans, and we were on a break, and I couldn't tell anybody. But I did tell Leslie Odom Jr. I love him so much, and to his credit, he never told us all. And so it felt really good to be able to blurt it to somebody because I was like, I have to tell somebody this.
I thought you might go over to Daniel Craig and go, hey, so got my own show.
I know, but I also think that he is so remarkable and has done so many incredible things. You'd be like, oh, good for you.
Just to take a sidestep, because we had John Krasinski in the show not that long ago.
Yeah.
And he was talking about The Office and he was telling us stuff that we didn't know about. And I didn't realize, and tell me if I'm wrong, that did you audition for Pam?
Yes.
What?
Well, I think there is a video that got out about everybody that auditioned for people that never made it.
That is
and
so
I'm
mad.
in pretty good company. But yeah, and there was no one else who was supposed to play that part. And I see it and I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, this is funny to think about that for sure.
It is. It's just, I think there's always those roles that, you sort of just miss out on for whatever reason, but then you were meant to get the other thing.
Yeah, you don't know it at the time. But I think that's with everything in life. You don't know what's around the corner.
One thing, though, that did obviously happen is you ended up in Parks and Recreation. And now, you must have seen this on TikTok. One of your old scenes is doing the rounds of you just screaming this.
PONCHO!
PONCHO! And what I love about this is I've just become a new mum. So to give this some context, your character, she goes round to a house of people with kids. She can't stand them. And she's like, I'm wearing a poncho because it's so dirty and messy.
Why is it going around? That's hilarious. That was actually an improvised moment on the day.
No,
Yes.
it wasn't.
Yes, because it was so random at the end of the scene. We didn't know how to get it, and I just screamed, and we couldn't stop laughing.
You know, I think maybe you could have your own range of child-proof ponchos. I would buy one now because I'm getting covered in all sorts of stuff.
I mean, and you're just starting. It gets weird.
I've loved you since Step Brothers. I feel like you must have improv'd a few scenes in that.
Oh, there's so much. I mean, Adam McKay, who directed that, and I had a very small part in Anchorman too. And I mean, Anchorman, not Anchorman 2.
Yeah.
Which I'm still bitter about, but no, that's what he does. He always, because what you read is the most hilarious thing. It's so brilliant, but just so dumb hilarious. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is the best. And so you'll do it once as written, and then he just lets you go. So just that feeling of it being so anarchic was so fun. And to be with those amazing, I mean, Ferrell is he is so touched by something. He is, the way his brain works, I don't understand it. And he's like one of the nicest people that you could ever possibly meet. But just to be around him and that facile brain so quick was what a treat. So there was a lot of improvising in there.
You can feel it. I think that's what makes it, for me, it's one of the most perfect comedies. That's one of my favorite films. One of the best scenes.
So great.
I've got to play this. This is one of my favorites.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky.
And you've got Adam Scott going, "You're flat."
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Was that improv or was that always going to be in there?
There was definitely some improv in there. Adam, I remember doing that. We'd both brought our kids that day who were the same age and they were really young. And I also remember that he had, because his voice has to go to some real, boy band places. And so there was a actual boy band singer right outside the car, and Adam just lip syncing the whole time. But his lip syncing was so incredible.
Oh, I believed it.
Oh yeah, he just dropped right into a pop. I mean, it's so incredible. But that was and also then to be able to play with him on Parks and Rec all those years later, and we're still really good pals. And those are in Parks and Rec, like there's women and Adam in that were like my closest pals in the world.
Oh, that's so nice to hear that, actually.
Yeah.
That you all just, I mean, you can tell that you all get on, but just to know that you do.
Oh, yeah. Well, Amy is an amazing gatherer of humans.
Yeah.
And so she fostered an incredible environment, and especially for like guest actors like myself. Like she just really did. I mean, it's the most welcoming, incredible environment. So they still are. And also like Aubrey, who we never really had scenes together in Parks and Rec. And so to have these scenes in this show with her.
I was going to say, now getting her back in Agatha All Along. That's cool.
And this is the first time we've really worked together. And it's definitely, our stuff together is juicy.
I've heard. I've not got that far yet.
Oh, yeah. It's really complicated. And it's really, it's fun.
Yeah, because I don't want to give too much away for people, but I've seen the first, and I know that about episode 4 she comes back in, right? And you two, you and your both characters have like a bit of a thing going on.
We have a history, but it goes back hundreds of years. So a lot can happen.
This is exciting.
In a long time, and we both look great.
You look great doing it, and that's what it's all about.
Hundreds of years old.
Now in the show, Agatha actually spits on the floor. Terrible public behaviour. But what do you think should be banned from being done in public?
Oh, leaving your dog crap around without picking it up, especially on a concrete sidewalk.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
Too right. Who is leaving those? There's loads
of you guys. This is a concrete sidewalk. Like, that's not going to disappear. Someone's going to step on it.
Yeah, you're right. The only way it disappears is on somebody's shoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be there forever. And then the rain will happen and it'll kind of smear around. Like, that's not going to go away unless you pick it up in a bag. I think that's disgusting.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And look, you've been told now, whoever's watching this.
Yes.
Just stop doing it, all right?
Stop doing it. Just stop it. Pick up your dog crap.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
And finally, in Agatha All Along, she is looking for her coven.
Yes.
So if you could choose 4 other actors, singers, celebs, whoever you would want to be in your witchy coven, who would you choose?
Besides this incredible coven? Because this is the best one. This is just what's coming to mind.
Go on.
I think Adele would be incredible to be in a coven
great.
with. Yeah. I think she would be so fun and also so fierce.
And she has the best cackle.
And she's an amazing cackle.
Yeah, 100%.
Beyonce would be incredible.
Lovely.
Just because we would have to try to keep up with her in all ways.
Do you think she would sort of lead it more, or she'd be in charge?
I mean, I feel like we would be in very good hands. She would keep us motivated.
Nice.
I feel like Michelle Obama would also keep us motivated and keep us on the right path.
Lovely.
And be able to articulate maybe our feelings that would come up.
Maybe the spokesperson of the group.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she's almost doing your PR. She's going around.
She would be the mediator for sure.
Yeah, great.
between us and any danger.
Lovely.
I think Amy Poehler would be amazing.
I knew you'd say Amy.
Because we need to have some laughs.
I love this. Honestly, it's been an absolute dream
Ah.
chatting to you. Kathryn Hahn, I just want you to come back every week.
I will. I'm not leaving this chair.
And I believe her. We love you.
I love you back. This
Yes,
is the best
thank
morning.
you.